There is nothing better than spending an awesome day on the trail with some cool rigs and some great people and ending up in an amazing campsite just like this. In this video, guys, we're going to talk about camping as we work our way all the way to Overland Expo West. This is going to be such an awesome adventure. Stay tuned. Welcome to TrailRecon. I'm Brad, and we have started off on an amazing adventure working our way to Flagstaff, Arizona for Overland Expo West. We did about 150 miles across the desert today with some awesome folks, and now we're at an amazing campsite. And what I want to do in this video is, as we hit some of these campsites along the way, share with you some of the setups that folks have, some of the gear they're bringing, some of the food they're cooking. I think it's really fitting, considering we're on our way to Overland Expo West, to see what we're using. So let me walk around camp and show you kind of where we're at, the vehicles we have, and then we'll dive in and take a closer look at some folk stuff. So you can see here our campsite is in this awesome little canyon area, and we've got Rob, my Jeep, we've got a 511 Toyota over there, we've got Kate the Jeep, we've got an awesome Ford Raptor, we've got a Chevy, and they've already started cooking over there. I can tell you it smells really good. We might have to go peek in and see what they're cooking over there. Another Jeep, and then this Toyota over here you might recognize. We'll talk to her a little bit later. Let's go see what Jordan's cooking over there. Okay, so the first vehicle that I want to show you guys tonight is this Chevy that's a Z71. It's a 2017. He's got it lifted on 35s. He's got a bumper on there. He's got some lights, and this thing is very capable. He was doing some great stuff out on the trail, but he's got some nice accessories on there. It's got a front runner rack on the top, and he's got some bike mounts up there so he can carry all kinds of stuff. He's definitely got a ton of gear, and you'll see in here that he's got some camera gear because this is Jordan from Lost Sasquatch. Definitely go check out his YouTube channel, guys. He's got a lot of good video over there. Inside the back here, he's got a little platform that it looks like he's built. He's got a Goal Zero that he's powering stuff up, and obviously he's got a fridge. He's got some bags, some Pelican cases, lots of his gear that he's going to need. We're going to be on the trail for a whole week, so he's got everything he needs there. On the back here, he's got a rack with his rooftop tent, but what I think is pretty cool is he's got this 18-gallon water tank back here. I mean, look, I couldn't put something like this in my Jeep, but having a full-size truck allows you to do that. And then on the back, he's custom built this whole drawer system, and he's got a ton of storage, and he's got a ton of food, and he's cooking it up. Jordan, what are you cooking up, buddy?
We're cooking it up. We got some spicy carne asada going right now with some pepper jack cheese, and we're making, I don't know, camping style Philly cheesesteak.
Well, so I'll tell you, man, it not only looks good, but it smells delicious. And I know there's a hungry crowd right here ready to dig right in.
Corn up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What happened? I hit sensory.
So Jillian, you get first dibs. You got to let us know how it tastes because man, it smells so good. Oh, look at that cheese all melty.
So good. Man, you got to pick the rest of those up because that goes with your sandwich.
Oh, I won't. You don't have to tell me twice.
Okay, guys, you can see that I'm parked over here on this end of the campsite, and so is Rob. We're the older guys. We usually go to bed a little earlier, so we wanted to stay away from the younger folks. But look, I did a walk around of Rob's truck Jeep here a while ago. Just a couple things have changed. He got a new bumper from Pronghorn. Looks like he's got a new Quadratech winch on there. But you can see that there's no rooftop tent, and there's a very good reason for that, and I'm going to let Rob explain. Rob, why don't you have a rooftop tent anymore, buddy?
So, Brett, I love the rooftop tent. It's a great way to tent camp, but I just wanted something a little more. You know, I'm getting old, not as comfortable.
Yeah.
So I did some research. I found a small little company based out of Florida. They're called Runaway Campers.
And you got yourself a trailer.
And I got myself a trailer. The good thing about this trailer, so you know, trailers are crazy expensive sometimes. So the good thing about this trailer is it's got the independent suspension. It's got the off-road hitch from the factory.
Yeah.
And it actually comes with air conditioner that I broke, and and it's only $8,000.
That's a pretty good price point.
So that gets me in.
I want to take a look inside, but before we do that, what's for dinner?
Dinner is, I'm a simple man, Brad, right?
True.
I like the staple foods, the all-American red-blooded man staple foods. I got a roast beef sandwich.
Okay.
I got some wheat bread. Got some delicious bell peppers and some onion. That's about it.
That's a good quality sandwich. Better than PB&J.
Better than PB&J for sure.
Right. Well, when you're done making your sandwich, we'll take a look at the
Let's
trailer.
go. I'll meet you on the other side.
Okay, Rob, first of all, how big is this trailer?
Okay, so this is a 4x8 foot box
Okay.
trailer, right? It comes with a couple windows, like I said, the air conditioning unit up front.
Yep.
You can't get it without it. You can have a third window up there.
And what's the weight on this thing?
So here's what's good. It is, you can actually tow it with the JK even, because it's only just over 1,000 pounds.
Ah, nice. All right, I want to see inside.
Okay, I feel a little bit like my wife right now when people want to come over. It's a little messy.
It's a little messy.
But you can take a peek.
That's all right. We're keeping it real at camp here.
Go ahead and look in there.
So you got a little shelving on the side.
Yep, got a couple shelves.
Okay.
Got a nice 6-inch memory foam mattress.
Nice. And it's all wood siding. Smells
all
like new
wood.
wood in here.
Yes,
and then
it
you got
is.
a nice big door in the back there
Yep,
too as well,
big
right?
door.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't really want all the pull-out stuff. I wanted something simple.
Nice.
Here's what's cool though. Huh? Look at that, Brad.
Oh,
Look at that.
look at that. Your discotheque in there.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so look, we've been on the trail. We did almost 150 miles today. How was towing it out there?
So super easy. So we did a couple obstacles, and it was, I mean, downhill's a little sketchier than uphill, right? But it went fine.
Nice. Awesome. Well, you did great, man. I love it. I think it's a cool option if the folks are considering a trailer.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, I was over here checking out my fridge, getting ready to pull some food out, and I was like, it's not very cold. And what I just realized was my pack of blueberries right here fell behind the drawer and spilled all over the place, and the door wasn't closing all the way. So I'm not very happy about that. Obviously, I need to be careful on how I pack my fridge so food doesn't fall behind there. Now I've got a little bit of a mess to clean up. Lovely. So guys, we got Ali out here and he's got Kate the Jeep, and we have done a full detailed walk around of Kate the Jeep before. A couple things that he told me that he's done recently since that video is he put on a big brake kit and he installed some rock lights and he did a whole bunch of stuff on the interior. He's over here cooking up some dinner, and I'll bet that he doesn't have blueberries falling behind his refrigerator. Ali, no blueberries?
No blueberries.
What's for dinner, buddy?
Just got Coronas in there. I'm kidding. There's food. So we're doing breakfast burritos tonight. It's for me. It's just a little piece of home, bringing it over here.
I love Brinner. We call it Brinner at my
Brinner,
house.
dude. I mean, me and my wife, we love it. So to bring that over here and share it with everyone else kind of makes me feel like I'm not that far from home.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, man. Smells great. Now, you told me before we started filming that you've done some stuff with your interior setup. Tell me a little bit about what you've done.
Right. Well, forgive the mess because I've been scrambling around to pull everything out.
We just got a few bags lying around.
Yeah, but I've got a bag attached to the seat that I kind of keep snacks like beef jerky in, gloves, my winch remote, and when I'm not passing them out, I get all my radios in these pockets right here.
Okay.
And then up here, another glove pocket. Keep my wallet and miscellaneous items in this one. And then any, like, if I have like a Gatorade or something, I'll keep it in here. But it keeps everything a lot more organized than having both cup holders and stuff like totally over the place.
I could see the organization. People are like, that's not organized.
It's
But
organized.
definitely organized.
I swear to God, it's organized. You just, after an entire day on the trail, things are going to get a little
for sure, man.
around. You
And
guys good?
Look at guys are already digging
Nice.
in, man. Ollie's cooking it up. This is what we do at camp, guys. We eat good food.
Dude, I love feeding people.
No, thank you. Thanks.
So it is now day 2 of this adventure, and we put a lot of miles in on the trail today, and it was really dusty, but we had a great time. But it has been super hot here in the desert. It was actually 98 degrees when we pulled into camp, so we've been waiting for it to cool off before we go check out 3 more vehicles. So tonight we're going to take a look at a Toyota Tacoma, we're going to take a look at a Ford Raptor, which I think you'll really dig, and Toyota FJ. So let's go check them out. All right, guys, let me introduce you to Jillian, who is Jillian Rebecca on Instagram. She's got a great overlanding channel and has a lot of great content on there. I've been following you for a while. I want to learn today, and I want you to tell the viewers a little bit about your truck and your camping gear. So tell us about your truck.
Okay, let's start with the foundation. It's a 2016 Toyota Tacoma. It is the off-road package. So right out of the box, it comes with obviously 4-wheel drive, but it does come with that locking rear diff. Going all the way back to when I first purchased this, that was something important. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know that this life existed. This is crazy. But I knew there was trails that I just wanted to get on, spent a lot of time exploring a lot of highways, and knew that there was just stuff out there that I had to see. So I wanted it as equipped as possible. And so I'm so glad I did that in the beginning, because I think I would have been frustrated in going backwards and adding a lot of more extras. So happy with that.
What do you got for a lift on there?
Lift, after running it stock for about a year, I added an Icon suspension system. It's a 6 up front.
Okay.
Stage 6, and then the rear is basically their RXT package. It has a larger reservoir on the shock, a customized leaf pack for that rear, so everything's just designed to give you maximum performance.
Well, look, we were on a gnarly road today. How did it perform?
It performed very well. It wanted to go faster. Very bumpy today.
Yeah, for sure.
There's not much you can do about that. One thing I do talk a lot to people about is when they're first starting out, what do they need? And I think pointing them to decent tires, quality tires, and depending on what you want to do, really. But I went directly with a mud tire, and I did the Falcon Wild Peak.
Okay.
But I've been really happy with their mud tire. It's kind of been bulletproof for me.
Yeah. You like having a truck?
I love having the truck. Yeah, the truck has been... I didn't know I was a truck girl.
Okay, all right. Well, you can carry a lot of gear on there.
You can, and I am somewhat a solo driver. My husband does have his own vehicle, so I take full advantage of all the space, and yeah, I pack it.
Tell us about the rack you have on top and on the rear. What do you have?
So a somewhat new addition is this new KCM rack, and I'm excited. I'm still kind of early as far as mapping out how I want to utilize that. But I guess the big thing is it allows a spot for me to mount that Pro 6 light bar, in a sense, all those lights up there. So I've already utilized it. I've got the Max Trex up there. And then in the bed, I'm running a cage system. So instead of doing something that rides directly on the bed rails, which kind of is the common route, this is more of a cage idea or setup, and it goes right into to the bed mounts, basically.
So you can hold a lot of weight on this thing.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay.
I try to minimize that, but
What tent do you have popped up there?
So this is a high tense, and this is something that's just super ruggedized. I'm out I do camp year round, and I wanted something that handles wind and handles all the other things that Southern California throws at us.
Okay, real quick, I want to mention this. First of all, you got a shower out here, which is good. A lot of people have showers, but I noticed these hanging today. I was like, she has lost her keys somewhere along the way. That is a great idea, because you'll never lose your keys at camp.
It is. I mean, you nail on the head for sure. We kind of all laugh. I think it's we've all done it. We've all
I've done it.
Closed up your tent. You're all ready to go, and then you go to start your truck, and you realize, oh no. So yeah, that's a result of that.
And you got some great little lights up there and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we got the twinkle lights.
Yeah.
I like ambiance. I think that's something I like. I like to take pretty photos. I like things to look homey and feel welcoming. So it's not a staged thing for me. It's really because I enjoy it. So little touches like this just make my camping experience what it is.
Talk to us about the big old fridge and how you kind of have things packed back there.
So, massive fridge.
Yeah.
And this is a Dometic
Okay.
CFX 75. It is a dual zone.
Okay. So you can make your ice cream, right?
Yes, you can. It is not today. There is a beer side this week and a food side.
Gotcha.
But I love it. I love to cook on the trail. So for me, having like really fresh ingredients and not worrying about ice and all that stuff, that's just really damaging on fresh ingredients. So this is fantastic.
How are you powering it? What is that? I've never seen that before.
So I am powered through my battery.
Okay.
I did run power to the back of the bed.
Okay.
So when I drive, it's hooked into the bed.
Gotcha.
But when I stop at camp, this is Dometic's PLB 40.
It's like a battery pack.
It is a battery
Very
pack.
cool.
So we get 40 hours of battery life there, and
Nice.
so when I'm stationary, I just plug that in. It also does like your cell phones and anything else. So
Okay.
it's
Now,
really nice.
in the back, you're using like some crates and stuff. What do you got going on
Yeah,
back there?
I have
Yeah,
nothing fancy.
Gotcha.
And that's got my recovery equipment, and that kind of changes depending on the trip.
Okay.
But you know, your tools and things that you need on the trail when things break, because they will. And then I have some front runner bins, which just make for easy storage of my kitchen supplies, and just kind of a miscellaneous bin of things I throw in there.
It's working for you.
It does. Well, this changes all the time because I'm either, by myself in a group setting like this, or I'm out with a girlfriend and we're exploring together, or I'm with my husband who has his own vehicle. So this changes how whatever I'm kind of a trip I'm going on. So
Awesome. Okay, one last question for you. What is it you love about this? Why do you do this?
I love. It seems so cliche to say I love the adventure. But I am happiest when I'm out exploring new places. So this vehicle and this setup lets me go further and get out to places that are more and more remote. So I love building this to how it suits me. And that's personal to me for sure. I think everyone should build it for themselves. But I think there's freedom and there's just... I don't know how long it'll last, but it's a lifestyle that right now is just, it's so much fun, and I just want to absorb as much of it as possible.
Well, you
so
can see the passion coming through. Thanks for talking to us on camera. I appreciate it. All right, guys, let me introduce you to Nick. And Nick is with KC, but he's also the owner of the Rome Adventure Company. Makes some great tents. Nick, man, I got to tell you, I love your truck.
Thank you.
You were following me today. I was feeling a little intimidated because there was a whole lot of horsepower behind me. Tell the viewers about your Ford Raptor.
Yeah, so got a 2017 Ford Raptor, built it up as an overland rig. I chose this because I really like to go fast, and I was, I've been in the rock crawler world. I had a Toyota in the past, but I decided, this time, let's go long travel, let's go all the way.
Yeah.
So I went this route.
Okay, now, what's the horsepower on this thing?
So 450
I
horsepower,
wish I had 450 horsepower.
500 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay, and you've put suspension on this thing.
Yes.
What have you
so
done?
I've got Icon Vehicle Dynamics Stage 4 kit.
Okay.
So that consists of rear leaf springs, rear three-way adjustable shocks,
Okay.
front upper control arms, and front 3.0 adjustable remote resi coilovers.
Okay,
It's
so
beautiful.
So look, I know you probably would have loved to have done 80 miles an hour today, but I was holding you back. How'd it ride today?
It rode great.
Yeah.
I adjusted the rear suspension a little bit. I've got a lot of weight in the back here.
Okay.
And so I played with the dials a little bit. We ran soft for a little while, ran hard, and then so medium. Just right in the middle. In the rear, soft up front, floated right over everything.
Perfect.
So.
What size tires you running?
Running 37s. We're
Okay.
running the BFG KM3s right now.
Yeah, and it's like nothing with this truck.
Really, the larger the tire, the smaller the bumps. So makes the world flat.
Right on. Okay, now you've got a lot of gear. Before we talk about that, tell us about what you're using to store, because I know you've got a rack on the front and a rack on the rear.
Yeah, so up top I've got a KCM rack right now, which we'll show you here in a sec, but in the back I just installed this deck kit, which is pretty cool. It's a cool little drawer system. I keep a lot of tools and things in here, which are a lot of the heavy things I don't want sloshing around in my back seat.
Okay.
Keeps it really nicely compartmentalized.
All right. And those are like a composite plastic, or what are those?
Yeah, so this is glass injected nylon. So it's
Okay.
got fiberglass injected into the material. It's super strong.
Super strong.
Yeah, so far it's been fantastic. It's got nice little cubby holes here in the corner so I can hide some straps and things, but yeah, they did a really good job at utilizing all the space in the bed.
And it's
a good fit.
good and dusty from today.
Yeah, for sure. And then I use these Rome rugged cases here for all of my other camping gear. I keep
Okay.
my extra cups and towels and things like that in there. So
Okay. And you're not running a fridge.
not running a fridge.
You're going old school and running a cooler, but it's a
That's
a
right.
nice one, right?
That's right. Yeah, I run this Yeti 65 liter here
Okay.
instead of a fridge. You know, I'm thinking about picking up a Snowmaster fridge here soon.
Okay.
Because after watching you guys with your fridge and me fighting with my ice
Yeah.
and sloshing around water, I think you guys done something right.
Yeah. Real quick, I know we got a couple other things to talk about. You gotta tell us about this table and this stove, because this is unique. This is different.
Yeah, so this table I picked up at REI, and it's really cool because it folds down and it folds up, so all of these kind of wing out a little bit, and
Okay.
it all collapses down really small.
Okay.
And this is a Blackstone griddle here. This is the first time I've used it here on this trip.
All right.
And this morning making breakfast was
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so far so good.
Okay. All right. So tell us about the rack on the front. Let's go take a look
Check
at
this
it.
out. So there's probably not a lot of Raptors with a roof rack on it in general, but
Okay.
this is a KCM rack.
Okay.
What's really cool about it is it's a rack, but it also ties in the front light bar, right? And then it also offers us a bunch of side lighting as well, which is really cool.
Very
So
cool.
I've got it wired up so I can get, left, right lighting and rear lighting and
This
all
is
that.
a new prototype.
So this is a prototype.
Okay.
This is the very first of its kind.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of these for a lot of other vehicles.
Okay.
But yeah, so far so good. You know, noise is low.
Yeah.
Light output's good.
So I know you're an engineer with KC,
Yep.
but you're also Roam
Yeah.
Adventure Tent. Talk
That's
to us
right.
about your tent.
Yeah, so this is the Vagabond V4.
Okay.
It's the latest one in the Cosmic Blue. And so, yeah. So, one of the most important parts of camping, in my opinion, is how nice of a night's rest you get.
Yep.
So we design these things with as many features packed in as possible. Pay attention to details, and you've got the boot bags, got some high density foam mattress,
Sure.
and some nice fabrics here. But
It's good stuff. I can vouch for it. I'm enjoying my tent, so I
good,
appreciate
good.
it. Okay, Nick, thanks for talking to us on camera. Real quick, have you enjoyed the trip so far?
it's been fantastic. Yeah, it's been really cool. It's cruising down the trail and looking in your rearview mirror and seeing all these built up rigs
Yeah.
and you leading the way has been pretty great.
Yeah,
So
it's been an awesome trip. We're not done yet, though.
that's right.
All right, guys, I'm going to introduce you to Frank, who met up with us today. You weren't able to join us on
Yeah.
the first day, but just a running joke. This is Marco's doppelganger, but they are two totally different people.
Evil Marco.
Yeah,
As of today.
yeah. Frank runs the podcast with Ollie, Rigged for Dirt, which is a great podcast. You guys just have a good time talking about
Yeah.
overlanding and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
pretty much.
So definitely go check out that podcast, guys. But what I really like about Frank, I like a couple things about Frank, but what I really like here, guys, I mean, come on. He shows up to camp with an American flag. Bro, seriously, that's awesome.
Got to do it, right?
Gotta do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't wheel with a lot of guys with the FJs, but I
Yeah.
love them. Tell everybody about your FJ.
So this is a 2013 FJ Cruiser Trail Teams. I've had it for about a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And actually, it's been bone stock for the 99% of that time.
Yeah.
And it's taken me absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
I've had an amazing time with it so far.
Bone stock until just 2 days ago, which
until
is
2 days
why you
ago.
didn't join us on day
Exactly.
one. Tell everybody what you did.
So what I did was I got a whole suspension makeover.
Yeah.
It was leg day all the way around. We got some king shocks put underneath, some brand new upper control arms, some spindle gussets,
Yeah.
body mount chop, the whole 9 yards, springs in the back,
Yeah.
hydraulic bump stops in the back. Basically got it trail ready for any adventure,
Yeah.
and also to carry the load. I mean, that's one of the things that we do is we haul a lot of gear, and that was one of the major pain points of having a stock FJ was the sag. I mean, it's a lot of gear to haul.
Okay, now, out of the entire group, you and I are the only ones that have ever done the Bradshaw Trail before,
Yeah.
so you're familiar with this trail.
I am familiar, yeah.
How much different was it today?
It was night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I had done the trail before, there were certain sections where I was definitely kind of crawling when I shouldn't have been. Things like you'd find brake bumps, right? And kind of ruts or whoops. And there aren't that many on the Bradshaw Trail, but definitely enough to keep me down.
Yeah.
Even some of the washes.
Yeah.
With this suspension setup, I was actually looking for the holes.
You're ready to go, huh?
I was ready to go.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk about gear, and I think probably let's start with what's on top of your FJ.
Yeah. Okay. So I started out. This is actually the first thing I did with the FJ when I bought it.
Okay.
Was I replaced the factory roof rack.
Right.
Again, a ton of research. That's just what I do.
Yeah.
And I went with the front runner.
Okay.
The main reason is all the attachments and the fact that they're all modular. So one thing that most people don't know about me is nothing stays on the roof when I go home. Everything comes off, all the mounts, everything.
Yeah.
And the reason is because it's so easy. And so I don't have to worry about leaving anything on there. Light bar, right, mounted up front.
Okay.
Goes on super easy.
Yeah.
I've got the traction boards here. I have the roto packs on the other side along with water.
Okay.
And then I have these monsoon bags.
All right.
And the thing I like about these the most, and the reason I went with this, is because one, I can put anything I want in there. I'm really a stickler for kind of being able to use things for multiple purposes. Also, they're weatherproof.
Yeah.
So when I know I'm going to have rainy conditions, I use one bag for firewood and the other bag for my camp gear.
Okay.
That way it all stays dry.
Pretty happy with the bag setup.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Super happy. I have 2 bags up there right now.
Yeah.
And then this table right here, biggest reason I went with that is because it tucks underneath and space is at a premium.
Yeah.
And there's no better use of wasted space than underneath the rack.
And that's a nice table. It's got
It
like
really
stainless
is.
steel on
It's
the
really
top.
sturdy, stainless steel. It's worth every penny.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Cool. That's very nice. All right.
And then this here, sitting on top,
Yeah.
is my camp kitchen.
Okay. All that in one rigid box.
So one rigid box.
Yeah.
My goal is to be as simple as possible. So I don't. This is another reason why I'm the anti-Marco, because I don't cook the elaborate meals.
Yeah.
Right. I'm living off of these kind of like freeze dried.
Mountain meals.
Yeah. And so honestly, I'm trying some new ones.
Okay.
Right. So just to kind of get a feel for what's good and what's not.
But it's practical.
It's practical.
It is
And so I have fuel cans in here.
Yep.
I have the jet boil. I have a coffee press. I have coffee.
Yep.
I have a lantern, cups, towel, utensils, and another burner.
Everything you need.
Everything I need, and I can live out of this box for 2.5, 3 days if I stretch it.
Okay. Now, not only are you the odd man out because you're driving the FJ, but you also are the only one that doesn't have a rooftop tent.
That's right.
You got a
I've got a
ground
ground tent.
Why are
Yeah.
you doing a ground tent?
Yeah. So one of the things we actually talked about in the podcast is I like ground tents personally because I like not having the weight on the roof. I like the fact that I can put it anywhere.
Yep.
And it's lightweight. I mean, it rolls into a size about this big. And weight and size matter when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I have now perfected my sleeping arrangements, both with mattress and with sleeping bag, and that's one of the things that we cover in the podcast. So I'm super stoked about it. But yeah, I sleep on the ground. I've been doing it my whole life, and I like it.
Okay, let's take a look at the back of your truck.
Okay.
What do you got back here?
So back here,
bags and boxes.
bags and boxes. Yeah. So another rigid box. In here is my compressor, some miscellaneous repair tools, tire puncture, other kind of stuff that I need to fix, on the go. I've got a fire extinguisher. I've got these MOLLE panels on the side that carry a lot of gear for me.
Okay.
So recovery gear is all over here, gloves, and all the other stuff that I need, straps, shackles, cleaning stuff.
Is this everyday carry stuff, or only
No,
when you're going on trips?
Only when I'm going on trips.
Okay.
The stuff up here does stay. Fire extinguisher and lights, those do stay. But all of this comes out except for the utility box that I carry.
Nice.
And then in here I have just a heater and some other miscellaneous items that I carry with me.
That it works for you.
Yeah, and the cooler sits in the back seat. That way it's nice and cool and it doesn't get hot from the ground because a lot of heat radiates out of here.
Yep.
So in order to keep the cooler, the ice lasting longer, I put it on the back seat.
Okay.
And that really helps me out and it keeps the ice going for an extra day or two.
Well, it's a great setup, man. Thanks for letting us take a look at your FJ. I've never seen the back of an FJ. This is the first time for me.
First time.
So I appreciate that. One question before we roll out, because I
Shoot.
appreciate you talking to us on the camera. What is it about this that you love so much?
About going outdoors?
Yes.
For me, honestly, it's revisiting a lot of what I did in my early childhood, in my younger years. I stopped going outdoors a lot in my early 20s, kind of going to school and a career. So for me, this is a lot of getting back to what I loved doing when I was a kid.
Awesome. Thanks, Frank, for talking to us on camera,
I
buddy.
appreciate it.
So after about a 4-hour drive north, we've escaped that 100-degree weather and we are now up in the mountains of Arizona at a place called Dogtown Lake. And it's a beautiful campground. There's a lake here, the trees, some nice cool air. It's just amazing. Tomorrow we kick off Overland Expo West, which is going to be great, and a whole lot more videos coming from that here very soon. I hope you enjoyed following along and checking out the campsites we were at and the gear we were using and the food. I think that's something I just love sharing with you guys. Look, if you're visiting TrailRecon for the first time, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a member of the TrailRecon team. Thanks for watching.